Hello, my name is Will, and today I will be starting a new epic in the Epic Craft mod pack. I will be using the ATG alternate terrain. I will have cheats on. I will leave bonus chests off. This will be a series that I will just play and talk while I play, I guess, a bit. I can explain some of the basics of the pack. I've played it before, unfortunately. One thing I could suggest is that you should definitely back up your world uh, somewhat frequently because it is a beta pack and that turns out to be sometimes troublesome. Um, okay, so be my settings. Okay, so we've got our new world. We're going to start by putting all our books into our bookbinder, save some space in our inventory. Okay, what do we have around here? So we've got a snowy biome and a penguin. Beat up the penguin. Penguin must die. Oh, we got a penguin head. It doesn't go on the head. Oh, and there's the book for Epic Quest. It falls out of your inventory sometimes. Okay, let's use this feather and use. So there's a mod that allows us to quickly mine things by normally holding shift. I have that disabled. I have it set to the default binding. That might be a problem for some, but I find that when it is counter to my normal behavior to hold, I normally hold shift while I'm digging uh, mine shafts. So got taint, lots of taint. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We've got a lot of. There's a storm off in the distance. A lot of trees, a lot of sheep. I could kill the sheep. Not gonna. I don't like doing that. So we're gonna keep walking. Hopefully we'll find a village. If not, ow. So you have to have something in your hand to use this. Gotta avoid the brambles. Okay, there's some essence water. That'll be good for if we when I do Ars Magica. That is definitely one of my early goals will be to do Ars. Another thing is you need to have food. I'd hoped that the penguin would have dropped something to eat, but it didn't. So let's grab some of that seaweed. So after 30 times, 32 times eating, you will start having diminishing returns with whatever you're eating. That basically means you have to eat different things. Um, I usually have 4 or 5 things that I've. It really the it's pretty easy to manage. Usually, you only need to have 4 kinds of food. I found to survive. It's helpful to have more, particularly as you get better kinds of food. That's something we're gonna look for. And dungeons are. It is unusually fun to find a really high quality food. Ooh, that looks kind of nice. Let's go to that. These trees they look kind of interesting for some reason. Hmm. What kind of biome is this? Tropical rainforest. It is. I like this place. There should be. Ow, poison. Well, okay. So one thing you're going to notice. That's quicksand. Let's grab some of that. It's useful. Quicksand is useful for fighting the. There's a Gaia something mod, and they're real hard. Let's get some of those, some of the bamboo. Okay, so it's 10:42 a.m. I'm gonna continue recording until night, And then I'm going to see if this recording, this is more of a test, but if it's successful, then I will use it as my first episode. So as you can see in this version, they've replaced Tropicraft and the associated weather mod with another mod. It's actually a lot nicer looking. I've got it on medium setting, so the I mean I couldn't tell the difference between high and medium, so I switched it down to medium. But it is pretty impressive, and it isn't quite as destructive as the other mod. But the tornadoes are still pretty. If you're building things out of wood, those tornadoes are going to be pretty bad. Yeah, so there's one of those Gaia monsters that sees me. So this is what we can do. Come on, come on. Yeah, it can't get at me. So I can just punch it, and it just can't do anything about it. It's gonna take me a little while to kill this harpy. It doesn't really look like a harpy. I mean, it kind of does, but it should be able to fly, and they can't. And there's a dead harpy, and we got a little bit of iron. And that is actually one way we can get iron is we get 4 of those iron shards, and we will have 1 iron bar. But let's go across to the water. How's my... Okay, so my sanity... So we've got 4 bars that determine various stats. We've got temperature. You're going to notice that's going to go down pretty fast. You know what? Let's build a boat. This is not smart trying to cross the water without a boat. Okay, so let's build a crafting table and turn that into a crafting station, and then we will build a boat, and we will build a second boat as a backup in case we crash our first boat. Okay, so early on, squid are good food, but I'm not going to try and get the squid because they are also really deep underwater. I mean, they're kind of deep underwater. That isn't really great. Dig at. Okay, we've crashed our boat. As I expected I might do that. Later we'll make a better boat that won't be able to break like that. So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna get out of the dark as quickly as we can. We're gonna grab all this stuff. Food is good. That is real good. So we're gonna use our fists, not any of our tools, because these tools, the vanilla tools, are not gonna last. They're gonna break in 1 or 2 hits, probably 2 hits. So we're gonna need to manage our health pretty accurately because we've only got 2 hearts left. I mean, we've already taken 2 hearts of damage. So let's take a look at the map and see if there's anywhere interesting to go. We've gone all the way up this way. Let's continue along this. I like to stick to the beaches, but they're actually kind of dangerous in this mod pack. Oh, you know what? Let's get in on. Let's go look at that tower. If we can get there before nightfall, we can probably light it up and destroy the spawners. I've just got to quickly make a tinker's tool, except I don't have the stuff to make a tinker's tool. So we're just going to make a lot of wood. We're going to cut down some of these trees and nerd pull in. Got ourselves some nerd pole fuel. Up we go. Get some stuff. And there's a spawner. That's not really what we're after. We want to see if we can find a chest. That is what we want. Chests contain all sorts of yummy food. And food is the most important thing to get in the beginning. The second most important thing to find is, what is that? Oh, it's a night bloom. Okay, so we got a spawner here. No chest. We don't want to be here at night. So, yeah, I guess I didn't nerd pull in. Yeah, we can actually create stairs instead. It's much easier with this kind of wall. Okay, I think I've looked at it on both sides, and there were no chests, so we're gonna keep going. Which way are we gonna go? I don't see anything interesting in that direction. We're gonna make quick decisions because it's almost night and didn't bother to break the spawners. Um, my best guess is to keep going. That hurt. We're gonna eat some of that fish. So as you can see, I regained a half of a heart, but originally you didn't gain anything. Yeah, so this is not ow, this is not good. Um, yeah, I think our best option now is to wall ourselves in and dig up some of that gravel. Get some Arcadia wood. Can't see too well. Yeah, okay. We've got our little tiny bit of light. So we need, for our first tool, we need all this gravel. We're going to make ourselves a tinker's everything. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you're making this tinker's stuff is, well, I didn't really need that. Gonna make ourselves a bunch of sticks. And we're gonna make about twice that many patterns. Right, 8 patterns should do. And we're gonna make ourselves a part builder. We're gonna get ourselves nothing. There we go. And we're gonna make ourselves a tool station. There we go. And we're gonna make a stencil table. Not gonna bother with the pattern chest. We're just gonna use this chest. Right. So right now we only need. We want to make a pickaxe, I would say. Um, Right, so we need a cross tool binding. Now we're also going to want to make a sword. So we'll get a wide guard, sword blade, and we're also going to want a shovel. Okay. So in this mod pack we cannot. So let me show you. So we go in here and we try to make a wooden pickaxe. Nothing. You can't make wood pickaxe. You can only make pickaxe heads with the basic wooden patterns out of these materials you see here. Now, of all of these materials, you'll notice we don't have access to almost any of them. Right now, flint is the only thing I have that I can actually get. So you're wondering, how do you get flint? You notice that none of these gravel broke. Well, you can just put them in the crafting grid and you get flint like that. So we're gonna make us a flint head, and I guess I can't make a flint binding. We're gonna make it out of wood. Yep, that's gonna be wood. I think I can do a wood binding. Yes, we can. Wood binding. Wooden binding. Flint. So that's interesting. We can't make a flint blade. That'll mean it'll be a while before we can make a sword that we can actually use. Um, okay, so what else? Since we can't make a sword, we're not going to bother with the rest. Um, let's get rid of these patterns. We can make new ones later. We just need the tools right now. So let's make the pickaxe. And we've got our first pickaxe. And we need the shovel. Got my first shovel. Okay, so now that we've got that stuff, we can start mining a little. What we're gonna need to do with this salt, it's pretty good. There's an opening underneath. So as you can see, we're getting pretty hungry. And not to mention, we're kind of thirsty too. We're gonna need to find some source of water soon, or we're gonna die. I keep talking in the plural. I just noticed. I will die. And you'll all die with me. No, not really. Anywho, um, so I guess since we can't make a sword, we're gonna make another tool that is useful. Okay, we're gonna make the axe pattern and make an axe. But I think I'm gonna make two axe heads because we're also gonna make him talk. I'll need another shovel head. The reason I make separate tools is the Matok, well, it's actually quite good in this mod pack because of its utility, and it also, you need it to make a farm, generally. But it is the only one of these tools that when it reaches zero durability, it breaks permanently, and you lose it entirely. And unfortunately, that happens for almost every tool like that. Um, Actually, I think we've got these bones. Yeah, let's make some bone. Um, let's compare bone to flint. So a bone head has 100 durability, and a flint head has, yeah, so bone would actually be better than flint. So what I was going to say is I found, at least in previous experience, that bone actually doesn't break for some reason. This may be a flaw in the pack that they will resolve eventually. Um, so one thing we can do that we can't do in normal um, Tinkers is replace parts. So as you can see, we're replacing I just replaced the flint with bone. Okay, so now I need to mine. So this is one of the options we had. Uh, Generally, when it gets to night, you either need to hide or sleep at this point. Oh, and You also need to avoid falling um, gravel. Never made that flint axe. We're gonna make the hatchet too. Okay, we're not gonna need the stone. And you'll notice that the attack on the Mitaka is actually better than the attack on the stone sword, and that's pretty interesting. So we're gonna eat a little more. Where is that dirt? There it is. I think we can plant this night plume and... Nope. Does not want to be planted on dirt. My baby, it only works on... Anyways, I can't see a thing with the light. But it's day out. What do we need here? Let's take that. The rest, we don't need. It's so nice to be out in the day in the sunlight. So nice. We're going to take this, some more salt. Okay, so step one, let's go to that water and hope it's not toxic. What kind of biome are we in? Plains. That should be good. Surface water in the plains biome should be fresh and not full of centaur poops. And yes, we are rehydrated. Hooray. Okay, so we're going to continue on our current quest, the quest to find somewhere to live. So I'm going to wander in this direction, generally speaking. I find that in this pack it is really nice to find a town. There's an interesting town mod that creates more dynamic villagers. Unfortunately, they tend to die off just like the normal ones, but it's not as much their fault as the other mods are really aggressive. The not the Project Zoo something that makes these giraffes, but the Gaia thing that made those harpies. They are so aggressive against anything other than. I mean, I've seen centaurs that are normally passive slaughter civilians for no apparent reason. So if we get too close to that, it is going to explode. So I'll just have a snack and head over there. Because it's going to explode, but there might be some interesting stuff if any of it survives. So let's not be too close to that. Yeah, there's going to be TNT underneath there. And there are going to be zombies that are going to set it off, quite likely. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, there's some stuff down there. We're going to deal with those skeletons by exposing them to sunlight. Okay, so I'm focusing on making a chest and dumping my stuff for the most part, except for these leggings, in there so that I can go down and try and get that stuff. I'm pretty much dead, but I got a lot of that stuff. Ooh, well, that was kind of worth it. I mean, let's see if we can get anything else. There's a skeleton down there. Is there anything else to recover? There is. There's that. Okay, so we've recovered the majority, I think, of the loot that was in there, or at least enough of it. I don't see any more except for the exploded stuff. But that's a pretty good starting cache. I mean, the food. The food is the best thing about it, really. My god, deluxe cheeseburgers on the first day. Second day. I am so full. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Well, we can't do much, but we can get. One of the nice things is we can put a waypoint. Stuff. We're gonna put a waypoint there. Okay, so our health is real crap. So all this food is kind of useless now. Let's take the flint and the feather and the salt and the boat, and we're gonna grab from this chest. We're gonna grab half of the burgers and we're gonna set up one of these portal spawners right here. And we're going to turn it on. Cobblestone. Lever. Good. So this will allow us to come back here instantaneously once we place the other portal spawner. And that means we don't have to care about what we leave behind here. Some useful things, I guess the wood, the quicksand, and then the iron. That'll do. Okay, let's get going. Um, so we lost a lot of time on that, though. We're down to our last 3 minutes of daylight, I think. Less than that, we've got a minute of daylight, maybe two, and very little health. There's some lava. That'll be useful later. Hmm. Still not seeing anything really not what I need. Let's get some wood. Sun's fading. Okay, let's get to that pool of water. We need a drink. So this is shrubland, and luckily the water is good. Okay, now to make a hovel. Got all this stone. Let's make good use of it. That'll give us some water supply. Okay, let's expand this hovel a little bit over this way. Yep, this is a terrible house. I know. It's just that we've run out of time. And I've got to seal myself in. Unfortunately, you know what I forgot to bring with me? That freaking torch. So this will be the end for now, I think, because I can't see anything. See you later.